Hi. This is a very, very random live because I couldn't get a vlog out. So this is again super spontaneous. I keep doing this to you guys. Keep coming on this platform very spontaneous. So as of now, there's no one here, but I'm hoping to see some familiar faces here. I also just put this on um, Instagram to see if anyone there will join me. So, yeah, I couldn't put out a vlog, but hi, Ivana. I think you're literally the only person here right now, Ivana. So you and I are having a private conversation. How are you? Oh, hi. There we are. Some lovelies. Guys, I'm so happy. Every single time I come up like on a live, I'm just like, is anyone going to show up? Especially when I do it just spontaneously. I was supposed to put out a vlog, and that didn't happen because it's been quite a week. It's been quite a week. I just want to connect with you guys because I'm not able to put out a vlog today. Hi, Doris. Hi, Manny and Juan and Naden, Natan, Naden, Shannon and Emma, John and Petra. Yay. Hi, Monica. I'm so happy all 24 of you guys here. Gosh, I love this. I love that you guys appear. I do. I was telling um Martina the other day. You guys know Martina already. She was like, "You should do a live." I think she meant actually to do it for Bunny's one, and because Bunny has an Instagram. I'll share it with you guys. Bunny literally has an Instagram, and I just felt so insecure because I wanted to do a live the other day with you guys, and I was just sort of like, I don't know. I felt very insecure, like no one would show up. The fact that you guys show up, it's just like, okay, maybe I shouldn't be that insecure because you guys really are just the absolute best. Peyton, hi. Sorry. Guys, that literally I'm so exhausted right now. I'm, like, beyond exhausted, and so I'm just, like I'm a bit delirious right now, honestly. You guys should know Peyton is, like, my heart. She's, like, my whole heart. She's one of my best friends. We found each other through the YouTube channel, and somehow it just sort of felt like God sent Peyton to me from, like, the other side of the world, and quite literally, like, if you see my WhatsApp, she's, like, pinned at the top, and you can only pin 3, so Peyton, definitely made her way into my heart. So everyone say thanks to Peyton for being one of my absolute bestest friends in this whole wide world. Yeah, I'm very grateful for Peyton. You've been in the sun. I actually got a new makeup. Oh, I don't know what this is. I don't know what happened here on my neck. I got a new makeup, and so I'm looking a bit also pale, but I got a little bit more tan just from being in the sun. It's very hot. It's not as hot as it's been, but it's always hot in Israel. Oh, Shannon, I try my best most of the time when you go live. I'm at work. Oh, but it's nice to hear your voice while I'm working. Shannon, can I ask what you work in? Because some jobs allow you to like be like maybe on your phone or like you can have during your lunch break, and some like don't really allow. Or you can do things simultaneously as like when as you listen to things on your computer or something. Diamond Girl watching from Kentucky. Yay. Guys, there's literally Peyton, I love you so dearly, honestly. Hi, Dawn. Guys, I have no agenda for this. It's literally just the fact that I know that I won't be able to speak to you. I won't be able to wait, let me bring you guys closer and I can lean back on my bed. Ay. Let me vent for you guys so that you can understand why I'm just sort of like very sporadic right now. Oh, Goshen West. I just rescued kittens here in Arkansas. I will find them a good home, Lord willing. I hope that you do. Where's Cupper? When I came, Cuppy was literally just like locked in my room. And so I let him out because he was like wanting to be outside. Shannon, you work in the municipal government. I work at the same time as I listen. As long as I'm productive, it's not a big deal. That's so nice to have a job like that, isn't it? It's really nice to have a job where it's just like, yeah, Eddie, may God bless Charlie Kirk in his memory, a true believer in the Jewish state. Bye, Sharon. You're off to a meeting. Happy that you'll be able to watch later. Guys, let's check up on our hearts because I was talking to Peyton and we were talking about like we were literally like I guess discovering it together, like the whole thing. I guess you knew before me, probably Peyton, but wow, that was horrendous. That was horrendous, and it's still horrendous. I think probably a lot of you guys that are in the States and you're looking right now at how the death of Charlie, the assassination, really, the murder of Charlie Kirk has affected America, how it's affected the world. It's just insane. So if you guys want to share what you guys have been going through, I know that I was just devastated. I should have never ever watched the close up video of him. You can't ever unsee it. It literally hits your body like trauma. It's like it's not good. So, and maybe some of you guys like don't know who Charlie Kirk is. Maybe you're here and you're like, I don't care for his opinions. Maybe you're like, I hate him. And maybe you're even thinking like, I'm happy he's dead. And I'm quite literally opening up the chat for everyone's opinions. I know that as of now, we're 37 here right now. We could be more, we could be less. But yeah, like please share your opinions on the chat, what you feel about what happened and what's happening. It's been a lot, I think. So Monica says, yes, it is so sad for his family. Goshen says, yes, Eddie, it's so sad. Yeah. His family, the fact that he has a wife and kids and parents, and I don't know if he had siblings, but he had a lot of people that loved him. I think he was a great encourager to people. And you see that a lot of people, they come out like on social media sharing just how much he encouraged them in their lives and how much of a brother he was to them and how much of a great friend he was. And I mean, you can tell that this man was really like there for his friends, you know? Let's see. DM says it also has to be acknowledged that Charlie Kirk had some very questionable views on some things. So, DM, if you feel comfortable, you can share your differing opinions on this platform. It's really okay with me that people have differing opinions. We don't all have to be in agreement to be on this platform, and we don't all have to be in agreement to be friends. Um, I think that I have the greatest subscribers in the world, and you guys are always very respectful of each other, even if you're different. And that's something I really appreciate about this little community of ours. It's something that I very much value in all of you. So as long as we're talking respectfully about each other, I think that that's great. So please share your opinion if you'd like. Let's see. Shannon, I feel exhausted with grief. There is literally no way to replace him. So sorry, Shannon. I feel like I concur with that. I understand that feeling of feeling exhausted with grief. And even if we didn't know him personally, right? He's a person that had a great effect on many people's lives. He touched a lot of people's hearts. So Don says, I'm sorry that he died so tragically. However, as an American Democrat, he was against so many of my beliefs. It's really fair enough. I think that that's beautiful that you can show compassion and empathy, sympathy and empathy for a person of how he died. And you can still say, hey, I disagree. I'm of this belief and I'm an American Democrat and he's not the same as you. And that's beautiful that you can still say, I still think it's tragic that happened. John Boyd says the righteous are always cut down. I was reading today Psalm 37 about how, maybe I'll open it up for you guys. Is that okay? Sorry, I'm in like tank top and shorts. So I hope that that's okay with you guys. I'm going to take my Bible. So you might be a Bible believing person, you might not be, but even if you're not, I think that this Psalm, Psalm 37, really spoke to me. I was reading it this morning, and it really talks about like to not let the fact that evildoers sometimes win um, to affect you as if they're always going to win. So I'll just read it for you guys a little bit. So it says, "Do not fret because of evildoers, nor be envious of the workers of iniquity, for they shall soon be cut down like the grass and wither as green herb. Trust in the Lord and do good. Dwell in the land and feed on his faithfulness. Delight yourself also in the Lord, and he shall give you the desires of your heart." And then it continues to basically say that those who trust in God, he gives them rest, and that the evildoers will basically be cut off. And I know that sometimes it really does feel like that doesn't happen. Like, where is it? Oh, my battery. Like, where is justice, right? Guys, I'm going to, as I speak to you, just connect my battery. So I'll be moving around a bit. But it's very difficult when you think, like, where's the justice when a man in his life gets cut down so tragically, like what happened? And it gives us like, sorry, one second. Sorry, there we go. It leaves us with this sense of like emptiness of like what happened, like there we go. It leaves us with a sense of emptiness. If you're a Bible believing person or a person of faith, it's sort of one of those things that you look at and you're like, God, where were you? Why would you allow this to happen? And so those things can be very it can put the heart in a lot of turmoil. So I understand that feeling. I do think it really is important if you are a Bible believing person or a spiritual person who believes in God, to search what God thinks about it, because these things will absolutely shake you to the core, because you're like, I do not understand how much evil can be in a person to take another person's life just because they don't agree with them. Charlie Kirk was not a legislator. Like he I mean, he had his own effect, but like he basically just went out to talk to people. Like, you disagree with me, come and speak with me. That's okay. Like, I can learn from you and you can learn from me. And that's something that he would say, often, that, I just might learn something. And I'm sure that if you would have asked him, like, what have you learned from all those things? He could have told you, like, I have thought differently, all these things. So I try to remember to look at things through the lens of like, okay, in the span of eternity, how should I look at this thing? Oh, I'm really tired. Let's see, I'm just looking at your comments. Daniel D. Hi, Daniel. It says, you say, one thing is for sure, Oriel, Charlie is in the presence of the Lord now, though we must keep his family in prayer. You sound a bit sniffy. God bless you and your family. Yeah, I believe that because I'm a Messianic Jew, for those of you guys that don't know, which is basically I believe in Yeshua, Jesus as my Messiah, and I believe that through him is forgiveness and eternal life. And so I believe that if he had those things, he is with God now. I sound a bit sniffy because Bunny is bringing in something from the outside world. I don't know what it is on his fur, and he's putting it on my bed because he sleeps with me. And wow, last night I just couldn't. I started to sneeze from whatever he brought in, and it kept getting so much worse to the point where I was sneezing every 2 seconds, and I literally had to strip the bed. You can see of everything, and just like whatever it was that he brought into the bed, I could not do, and you can also tell under my eyes. Anyways, um, Emma says he told the truth. What is a woman? Answer: biological female. So yeah, he would sometimes debate people on the subject of like gender. And so a lot of people today, they they have a hard time defining what a woman is, because for them a woman is whoever identifies as a woman. I personally believe that it has to do with your chromosomes and not so much with how you feel or how you identify, because you can feel something and identify as something, but I don't think that changes your biology. I think that that's rooted just in medical fact. How a person identifies is a completely different issue. So yes, he would often debate that and would talk about like a circular definition. Like, in order to define what a woman is, you have to say what that thing is and not just say it identifies as a woman. So you could see basically a lot of that type of debate that Charlie would have with people. Um, AB22 says, this, I don't know if you're saying this in reference to something I said or someone else you say, but to die for what you believe in is not right. So much hate in the world. Um, I don't know if I'm understanding correctly, but um, I mean, people die all the time for what they believe in. They live and die for what they believe in. But I guess what you might be saying is that to be killed in for what you believe in isn't right. You know, that we should perhaps have dialogue. I don't know if I'm understanding you correctly, AB22, but if I'm understanding correctly, yes, to murder someone or to die for what you believe in, it's not right. Robbie Darnell, I wonder who is out there that can do what he did. You know what? I think that everyone has their very unique giftings in life, right? Charlie had his, and he was using everything. He was facilitating everything that he was. And I think this is probably also just a lesson to all of us that you can, as much as you can, try and tap into your own potential of the things that you want to do in life. You should do it because there is only one Charlie Kirk, but there's also only one you. There's only one Uriel. There's one Peyton. There's one John Boyd. There's one Daniel Dean, Clara, and Liz Love God. There's only one of you, and no one can do what you do. It's not about the physical things. It's about what you carry with what you do. And so I hope this just encourages all of us that, one leaves, many more will rise up for an occasion. And so try not to be too discouraged out there, right? Oopsies. I need to look at your messages and not just talk, right? Wide awake. No matter how much we disagree, no one deserves that. Even my daughter and husband disagree vehemently. A lot of issues. We do not turn those about each other. That's beautiful, wide awake. Yeah, I think that's exactly how it should be. We can disagree on a lot of things, but if we can stay cordial, human, friendly, I mean, I think if your identity is so rooted and so swayed by what other people think of you, then you're probably not so strong in your identity. I think then you're probably more weak of character, and it probably takes a bit of strengthening, so that what people say or think about you doesn't affect you so much. That's not an easy thing to do, right? That's a difficult thing to do, but um, yeah, you try to silence a person because you're insecure about what they're saying. You know what I mean? Clara says, "Hey, Oriel, I miss Oriel. I miss Israel. Lived there for over 6 years. Huh? 6 years is a long time. What were you doing in Israel, Clara? I hope I don't miss your message where it's probably way down. So I'm sorry. Okay, I'm just going to read a lot of your messages because I just don't want to miss them. Daniel D. We sometimes feel that evil is overcoming, but God is faithful and remains so. We stand on his promises to strengthen us in times like this. I agree with that. Clara, do I still plan on living in the old city? Yes, I might have found a place. Um, could be after October, but I have to see. It's very difficult to find a place in the old city, let me tell you that, but I'm just praying and hoping that God finds the right place for me. Shannon, the permanence of his family is profound. He believed in being the permanence. What is permanence? I'm sorry. My English isn't always that great. Permanence. Permanence. Sorry, guys. I actually want to understand what I'm reading. Is the quality or condition of lasting for a long time or existing indefinitely? Yes. Oh, like permanent. From the word permanent. Okay. The permanence from his family is profound. For his family is profound. He believed in being the head of the household for his kids and wife, and now she's a single mom, and those kids have no dad. That's tragic. Yeah, really is. Natan says his death affected me more than usual, and I'm not the only one. Many of his friends feel the same. Monica, what I was disgusted with was the rejoicing of his death. Oh my gosh, Payne and I were talking about it. It's just absolutely insane. Yeah, I keep seeing it all over. It's just so bad. It's really it just you feel ashamed of humanity. AB22, it's okay to disagree, but to be happy that someone dies and put it all over social media is so wrong. LA Apologetics, hi. Greg G. I sad that you have to disconnect for a meeting, but thank you, Oriel, for opening this conversation up and for making this a safe place to express our feelings and thoughts. Yeah, thanks for being here, Greg. You guys can always express, like, it really is a safe place. Like, there isn't an agenda for being here. We're just here together, right? Um, Darian says, do not forget why he is dead. It is not because a crazy lone wolf decided out of the blue to just kill him. How is that the most targeted? How is that the most targeted people are the one preaching the gospel and the law? Yeah, there's a lot of disagreement with him, and I think the gospel is definitely, people do die for the gospel. He literally did die for it. Dawn says, peace, love, happiness. I have a son in high school. Every day I hope that he comes home safely. Oh, goodness. Yeah. It's really, you know what? I was showing Peyton the other day that in front of, at the entrance to like kindergartens, schools, like institutions, malls, whatever, there's always security. There's security in all of the entrances and exits. Like there's no such thing that you don't have security because terrorists can come and try to kill you. And so I just do not understand why they don't fence areas and have security that way and also just have guards. Just I don't understand why they can't just put that in the budget. And also who care like if you need to like put a metal detector at the entrance to places and like scan places for like explosives and guns and stuff, like do it. What are you afraid of? I don't know. I just think they need to take more precaution and they need to invest in it. Here's another random question. Um, DM, do you celebrate all Jewish holidays? Yes. In my own way, I do. Just reading some of your comments. Someone is asking how to join Mossad. I have no idea. I'm sure you have to have a very particular skill set to join Mossad, and I probably have none of those. So I do not know. Chosen. Oh yeah, you need to be punished for not telling us about this live. I didn't know about this live. I didn't know this live was going to happen. I have had such a crazy week and a very, very difficult week. And I was trying to put out the latest vlog, which was supposed to be going to the Israel Antiquities Authority to basically go through an exhibition of the 7th of October and how the archaeologist of the Israel Antiquities helped to find, very sadly, the remains of 16 of the missing people from the 7th, because all that was left from them were ashes. And so they literally had to, with their archaeological um, like skills, they basically had to sift through to find and identify little tiny pieces of bones and like just horrendous, but they're just such amazing heroes. So we did that. Then we went to see ancient coins, which was wow. And then also like the Judean, is it the Dead Sea or the Judean scrolls? We saw like the oldest version of the Ten Commandments in a scroll ever found in the Judean mountains. Wow, it was just spectacular. So that was supposed to be the vlog, but I just went through so much that I just couldn't edit and I couldn't put it out. So I apologize. But we did this random live instead. So thanks for being so Lovely to join all 55 of you, which is pretty good because even when I do a scheduled live, the most we'll ever have is like maybe 100. So this is like half of you guys that appeared. So that's really nice. Peyton says we all have gifts from God. Yes. Just reading some of your comments. I love the fact that you guys are speaking like amongst yourselves also. That's just a lot of fun. Sorry, just navigating your comments. Coy Woods, Charlie stood up like Yusuf stood up with conviction. Who's Yusuf? I'm sorry. Is this someone in the comments or is this someone else? Is this Mosab Hassan Yusuf? I've seen him actually. I've seen him live. He was in Tel Aviv a while ago, and so we went to see him. And he was a spectacular man to behold. I'll tell you that. Wow. A very, very strong man. Monica says, Yeshua said it would be like this. We need to be ready. Yep. We are promised persecution. We are promised that the world will reject us. If you are a Bible believing person, those are definitely, the world doesn't necessarily agree with these kinds of beliefs. Let's see. Chosen, Charlie taught me to be bold about my faith. I think it caused a spiritual awakening in people. I agree with that. It's done that for me too. Lebby or Leb, I'm sorry if I'm not saying your name correctly. Charlie Kirk was a warrior, love from Ireland. He's definitely a warrior, yeah. So much love from Ireland. I don't know if you guys know this, but I'm Irish from my dad's side. So I think I could almost pass for Irish. Could I? Just a little bit. Let's see. Shannon, thank you for allowing us to have a space to process this. I wanted to do it back then, but I think everything was so overwhelming. I think it's important to have a little community where we can literally process this. This isn't like, what kind of world do we live in which you could literally watch clips of a person being assassinated and then watch the whole world cheer for it? I mean, we just live in an insane world, and a lot of you guys are probably of a similar faith to me. And so when a person like this dies, it's just it affects you in so many different ways because you think, okay, do I stand up for what I believe in? And if I do, will I be killed? Like, this is a very real thing, very real. Jakub, hope I'm saying your name right. Good evening, dear sister. Good evening, and good evening, everyone here. Great to see you. I am wondering how to get to Israel in this troubled time. Is it a difficult first time or first me? I'm Polish and I live in the Netherlands. I don't know what you mean by difficult to get here. Um, I mean, look, Israel is in a time of war, but it sort of fluctuates, right? It's not like, I mean, you guys see me. I go places and I do things, and we don't let anything stop us. And it's not dangerous everywhere you go, right? It's specific dangerous areas, if you will. And so as long as you're not in Gaza, I think you'll be okay. Um, so yeah, if you can make your way to Israel, do so. The weather's about to get much less hot, so that'll be nice. Charlie Kirk had personal guards as well as police in the crowd and on the outskirts, yes, but apparently it's just not enough. I mean, he's not president, that he would get all the security in the world that would help him. And so I guess in that sense, it didn't help. Jesse, talk about perfect timing. I just went to lunch and got notified you were doing a live. Here I am. So happy you can join us, Jesse. Hi, Mon. You're in Nova Scotia. That's so cool. I'm so happy. Hi, Gabriel. Hi, Aurel. Good to see you. I'm thankful for the bell notification. I wouldn't have known you're live. I'm grateful for the bell notification. Yeah, if you guys want, like that's the way to like when I do random lives, that's the way to do it. I mean, I wanted to put out a vlog today, but I guess that's just wasn't very realistic. Payton says, so thankful for the helpers in Israel who literally expose themselves to trauma to bring the families closure. Yeah, so that's what the archaeologists from the Israel Antiquities did. You know, they're used to finding things that are thousands of years old, but suddenly when you are being relied on to find the remains of missing people, that just yesterday you're in their home and now you're sitting in their ashes, trying to figure out if this is a person or if it's just ashes. I mean, that's absolutely insane. And I talked to Joe, who was one of the head archaeologists there, and he said that it forever changed his life. You guys will see this in the vlog. He's such a great person. He's so kind. Joe is so kind. Julia. Hi, Julia D. Hi from California. I missed your live where you discussed speaking in tongues. The guys, that was a bit of a crazy one. Thank you so much for sharing this with us. Thanks, you guys, for being there. That couldn't have been easy. Also, a believer in gift of tongues. Yeah. So, guys, that was definitely a thing. It's definitely a thing. Um, yeah, I have the gift of tongues. I definitely believe in the gift of tongues. It's a biblical thing. It's in the Book of Acts, and I believe that people can have it. And so, if you are wanting the gift of tongues, then ask God for it. Shannon, I saw something online about the talks of a two-state solution. Is that really happening? I mean, goodness, how many times has the two-state solution come up? Either if we were to give them a state, it would be a terrorist state. They're not interested in living side by side, you know? And so I think it's just it's rubbish. I think it's rubbish. And this vote with the UN being like, we support this two-state solution. It's like, where is the state that you're talking about? You know, where is the state? It's just it doesn't make any sense. I'm sorry. And it doesn't mean that I don't want to live with my neighbors in peace. I just don't believe in a two-state solution at all. Zero. Zero trust in that. That will never, ever, ever work. Hi, Moite. It's good to see you too. Let's see. Julia, I really miss seeing your day-to-day life in Israel. Can you post more of that kind of content? You know what? That would be nice for me also. I feel like my content has become very like subject related, but I'm also thinking, guys, like my day-to-day life has become a bit boring. Like truly, like what did I do? Oh, do you guys want to see the new shoes that I got? Okay. Unboxing. Changing subject. This doesn't interest anyone but like you guys just because you love me. Let's see. I'm sorry, I'm gonna skip some of your things because like I'm not gonna be able to read all of them while I show you guys my new shoes. Okay, guys. So I literally have like one pair of shoes that I wear all the time. And for a while I was like, I don't know, never mind. Here are new shoes. They're similar-ish to the other ones, that they're just like white shoes, but they're a bit different and they have this clear thing on the side. I don't know, venturing out and just being like that. And then tomorrow, we're doing another All Israel News, All Israel Gems video. So Levi and I are going out again to film more content, not for the vlog, but for yeah, Peyton's like, you needed this. Yeah, I wore the same shoes quite literally. So yes, we're going to tour. So these are what we call na'alei shoresh. So a na'al is a shoe. Shoresh is just what this type of shoe is called. Shoresh is a root, like a root of a tree. So this is na'alei shoresh, and literally every Israeli will have one of these in their house because you like hike with it and you go places. So this is na'alei shoresh, and I bought that because we're going to go in water. And what I'm really sad about is that I actually bought hiking shoes and I lost them. I lost my hiking shoes, and so I literally had to buy whole new hiking shoes. But I went to the place where there's like this huge discount because I'm a member there, and there weren't other options for shoes apart from literally only this, which is it's very like a man shoe. It's not like the most feminine thing in the world, but it's like a hiking shoe. So who cares? But it was the only one in my size. They had nothing left because everyone's like planning to go hiking. And so I'm like, you know what? I need a shoe for tomorrow. I just need to get one. So I got these and it works, but it costs a lot of money. Hey Google, how much is 700 shekels in dollars?
700 Israeli shekels is approximately $208.
Yeah, 200 and something dollars for these shoes. Ugh. Ugh. And that's after I lost my like original ones, which cost only like 300 something shekels, and it was like such a bargain. Anyways, so that happened. And I also have other shoes, but they're over there. They're like, I think they're called Hoka, Hoka, and they're like walking running shoes. So I'm happy with that. So I did that today, and yeah. Tara says I'd pass the test for being Irish. Yeah. Dancing shoes. I don't know that I have dancing shoes. I can't dance to save my life. So yeah, where we're going tomorrow, Levy and I, we're going to a place called Nachal Prat, which is like a river that's really like nice. And he's basically Levy's like an expert in like botany and in topography. And so he's going to basically speak about the biblical importance of water and all the greenery that is around, and how in biblical times, like how they would what they would do with the water, how would they use it, what they would like eating different plants and what they would use those plants for, either food or medicine and like stuff like that. And so I'm actually really excited to learn, because he literally will be hiking somewhere and he'll like pick something, he'll be like, here, taste this, and you're like, taste this. Like, I did not know that we could eat that. And so I think that'll be a lot of fun for us. So that'll be a whole day tomorrow, and then we're gonna go to a place called Sebastia. Um, John Boyd, you can dance with men. John, there are no men to dance with. There are no men to dance with. There's like literally no one. There's no one, and it sucks. Yeah, it sucks. But we manage, right? We manage. Same in Ireland. Yeah. I'm not saying that there aren't good men out there. I'm sure that they exist. I just have not encountered available, emotionally mature, spiritually mature, fitting to me men. Yeah. So I've spent a lot of Peyton's starting to think it's the same everywhere. Nonetheless, we keep searching. Yes, we do. We keep searching. Peyton and I try to strengthen each other every time. We're like, where are the men? We both want to get married, and it's not an easy thing. AB22, oh yeah, that man is coming your way, sister. I'm so grateful for the encouragement, and I'm trying really not to be cynical about it. Yeah. God's timing, yes. Yeah. Shannon says that's what Charlie Kirk preached: strong men who are leaders and keep their traditional roles. Uh, guys, Bunny really, I don't know what he's bringing, but it's not good for me. So I'm just gonna blow my nose because allergies. Sorry, it's not the most pleasant thing in the world. Yeah, someone says, most importantly, never settle. Wow, that is so true. I bumped into someone that I know that she got married at a bit of an older age to someone a bit younger than her, and now they have 2 kids, which is wonderful. But, she asked, like, "What about, like, a non-believer that, like, accepts you as you are?" I'm like, "Absolutely not. That would definitely not work for me. That would never, ever, ever work for me." Um, I didn't wait this long just to find a non-believer. I want someone who loves me with the love of God. That's the type of love that I'm looking for. I don't Human love is tainted and it fails, right? And we'll fail as people. I'm not expecting a perfect man, and I'm not perfect at all by any means. But a man that is committed to God is the only way that I'll be able to have any type of marriage. Like nothing else will work ever, especially with the convictions that I have. I mean, look, there are some believers that maybe um, they don't care for specific things, or that's just sort of how they are, and they don't mind marrying a non-believer, but it's just not for me. I can never do it. I think there's a huge price to pay. Believing today. Hi. They are nice hiking shoes. Your feet will thank you. Yes. Happy I bought them. Daniel D. Hey, loving the hiking boots, Oriel. Thought if they were pink, I would not wear them. Good, sensible footwear all around. Yes. Um, Sorry, I jumped up to comments. Nathan, you're so nice, unbelievable. Maybe because you're too smart and intelligent. I do not think that that's the reason, but I thank you for thinking that. Um, you know, I give full permission to like the people that I'm accountable to in my life, like close, like my family, close friends. I give them permission to tell me like if I'm wrong. Like Peyton today, she was like, "Hey, you need some change in this area," and I'm like, "Yes, you are right." I give her permission to that because she knows me. I trust her. She's literally one of the most kind and gracious people in this world, and I know that she has my best interest always. Like I have zero like like qualms. Like I never wonder if she has my best interest at heart. Like she can always correct me. She has that permission in my life. And I tell people like if you see something in me that's like this is the reason why I'm potentially not getting a partner, just tell me and I will work on that thing to change it, you know? But I think sometimes it's just literally there's a lack of men and it's a timing thing and you just can't marry everyone. That just doesn't work, you know? I could have settled for someone a long time ago. It's not like, you know what I mean? It's not about that. It's about finding the right person that you actually want to be married to. I think that God is strategic. He gives us free will, but he does know what could be the best partner for us. And I think that some things are permissible. You can marry this person, but is there someone that could be better for you? I think God probably knows that. And so that's why I ain't going to compromise. Not going to settle. Okay, let me stop talking and scroll down and read your messages. Wide awake, you are strong and you don't know it. Oh, that's so kind of you. Gabriel says it's good that you're using all this time being single to dedicate yourself to Jesus and serve him. Yeah. I mean, look, it is different when you get married. You still do the same, but just in a different way. And you literally sacrifice your whole life. The moment you're a parent, that's basically it. Yeah. Deborah says a man who'll love you the way Jesus loves and cares for the church. That's exactly what I'm looking for, Deborah. You're exactly correct on that. Shannon says, "Amen. You are to be equally yoked. It's so important that your values and morals are aligned. That is the foundation of a relationship." I agree with that. Yeah. Look, there might be people here that have married someone who is not of the same faith as them, not even just like a different denomination, but like a different faith. And this isn't dissing someone who has married someone who's not of the same faith. It just won't work for me. Um, so I don't want anyone to take that personally. So please don't take offense from that. I'm not here not blessing people's marriages. I do. Nathan says, a friend who has been to Israel several times told me that Israeli women are the best and only theologically literate. I think I agree with him. Someone says, I want to learn Hebrew, but also want to learn Italian. Learn everything you can, right? Italian could be really nice to know. I guess it also just depends on like where you're going to use it, right? Lena says, the Life podcast. This young Messianic family has put together a dating site strictly for Messianic singles who are serious about their faith. I mean, why don't you send that if you can send that, Lena? I know that there's been sorry, it literally looks like I'm picking my nose, and I am with this tissue. Yeah, look, when I was in the States, I tried like a dating app. One of those dating apps is like here now in Israel, but a lot of the Christian dating apps you don't really have here so much because Israel. But I sort of realized that with what I do, it just feels a bit weird to get on a dating app because anyone can search me up and look at my life, and I'm very open about my life, and that feels very vulnerable to do. You know, it just feels very vulnerable, like to suddenly like put yourself on a dating app, and it's like, so what do you do? And then you have to be a bit like the moment I say what I do, they can search me up, and that could lead to them like trying to show a certain perspective of who they are, or they don't really get to know you for you. They get to know you through a screen. You know, what if this is also, I don't want it to sound like I'm like famous or something because I'm really not. My platform is so small. But like, what if like a subscriber suddenly gets on there, or someone who doesn't have good intentions, and it just sort of gets a bit weird. And I love my subscribers, right? You know what I mean? I don't want anyone here to think that I don't love them, but it just gets a bit weird when it's in the romantic field. So I'm apprehensive to get on any dating app. Yep. But I know that there's I think they're taking a pause on it, but there were like Messianic matchmakers that they were trying to search for specifically Messianic Jews in Israel and abroad to sort of connect them. But I think they're sort of taking a pause on it right now. Almost Heaven, West Virginia says that's a true friend about Peyton. You have zero doubts. Does Peyton have a YouTube too? She doesn't, but should she start one? Should Peyton start a YouTube channel? Should Peyton start a Bible study YouTube channel? Peyton, are you still here, Peyton? I don't know if Peyton's still here. Let's see. I don't know if Peyton is still here, but it'd be nice if she was. Let's see. Let me just read a bit of your comments because I was talking a lot. AB22, me and my wife put Yeshua in our life first, been together 38 years. We wake up praying and go to bed together praying. Wow, I love that. That's really beautiful. That's real unity. You wake up and pray and you go to sleep and pray. That's such an important thing to do because you're constantly submitting and resubmitting your life and things to God. And I think that's a very powerful, and it really does give a robust like protection on your marriage and on different issues. That's really great. Jesse Ranson, I thought I would never find somebody, but in God's perfect timing, He led my wife to me. She wasn't a believer in Jesus, but thanks to my example, she decided to follow Jesus. That's amazing. Yeah, I mean, listen, that can happen too. That you meet someone, they're not a believer, and because they meet you, they come to faith. Now, I think probably, Jesse, you might agree, you might not, but I think you have to be sort of to make sure that they choose to follow that, not because of you, not because he believes, so I believe, but because they have a personal conviction in their own heart that they want to believe to become a follower of Yeshua. So if they don't have that, anything can fall apart, right? Like they can suddenly be like, I don't want to believe in that anymore, but I want to stay with you. And you thought you were marrying someone who believes the same. And suddenly they're just like, I don't believe that anymore, you know? So it can't be because they want to be with you. That would be like a really bad reason. Maybe you can give some perspective on this, Jesse, because it's a risk that we take, right? Also, believers, it's not that like you could marry a believer and that person can decide something that they don't want to be in the faith anymore. They can take offense from things and they just suddenly leave. So it's not, nothing is a guarantee, right? Everyone has to make their own decisions. John Boyd, dancing with friends, nothing more is okay. Yeah, I don't know. We don't really go out dancing. Maybe we should go out dancing. Abhinav, jumping into the ocean at night is fine, but the first dive has to be to God's arms. So, guys, I had this really weird day. This whole week in the past, like, it's just been such such a hard week in so many different ways. And so I had this day in which I was supposed to report somewhere near Jerusalem, and it got canceled while I was on my way. And then I was supposed to actually, there was like a vigil for Charlie Kirk in Tel Aviv, and it wasn't where they said it was going to be. And I was searching for them. And so I came to Tel Aviv all the way from my city for basically nothing. So I'm like, if already I'm on the beach, I might as well just like go inside the water. And mind you, it's nighttime. I don't even have a bathing suit. No one there knows me. So like if I go in my bra and underwear, I'm fine. You know, like who cares? Literally no one knows me. And it's dark and no one is on the beach to swim. And so I was really contemplating if to like go inside the ocean, and I did, and I was happy that I did. So yes, that's what Abhinav is talking about. Lena, why the tears? I have allergies right now from Bunny. My cat Bunny keeps going into all these different places, and then he brings it inside my room, and that's me right now. Oh, here comes Bunny. Cappuccino. Is he outside or is he Cupper Bunny? Let's see if he's just out here. Actually, I might take you guys to get food with me. Wait, okay, 1 second. Let me just decide something. Oh, okay. Do you guys want to take a walk with me? Let's see. Kristen, you finally got on a live. I'm so happy. So happy. Okay, so Bunny's downstairs and he wants to come inside, but also I think there's food ready and I'm hungry. And I probably will have to like, maybe we'll eat together if that's okay with you guys. And then I'll leave because I have to get ready for the hike tomorrow.